What's up, guys? It's me on. I am back with another video, back with a NASCAR Cup Series Texas race review. And might as well just sound off with it. Chase Elliott, your winless streak has been snapped. Finally, for the first time since Talladega in the fall of 2022, Chase Elliott back in victory lane. You proved my ass wrong because I'm pretty sure I said back in preseason I wasn't sure you were going to get your ass back to victory lane. And yet, here we are. Fucking Christ. So, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on future videos and streams. And let's just go ahead and get on with it. So, Kaz Groa, Kyle Busch, and Jimmy Johnson had to start at the back. We get to near halfway through stage one. We get green flag pit stops. Somebody ends up lighting a fire on pit road, and Ty Gibbs can't get to his pit stall because it's right by it, so he ends up having to stay out longer than he wanted to, which then leads to, you know, him having to come in later and da 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 da. Garland gets a penalty for pitting outside the box. Jimmy Johnson goes for a spin off turn four, brings out the caution. Lawrence Riggs Jr. pits again under caution, thinking he had a loose wheel. Ty Gibbs pits again for what he thought was the same problem, but it was actually the socket on the gun getting left on the lug nut. And Kyle Larson ended up winning stage one. Bell second, Hamlin third, Reddick fourth, Briscoe fifth, Blaney sixth, Elliott seventh, McDowell eighth, Byron ninth, and Wallace in 10th. Todd Gilliland gets a penalty for equipment interference, Zane Smith for removing equipment. Caution would come out for Bowman, Nemechek, and Bell. Bell spins out in turn four. Bowman spins out as everyone checks up, and he gets hit by Nemechek. Before all of that, Austin Hill took his car to the garage and would end up getting knocked out of the race due to steering problems. Bowman's day done. Carson Hocevar would bring out the next caution, going for a spin. Looks like he got tagged by Kyle Busch, who then proceeds to almost hit Carson as Carson's going back up the racetrack, trying to fucking corral his shit. And then Kyle Larson loses a tire under caution. That him. And then not long after the restart, Josh Berry brings out the caution, who goes for a spin and backs into the wall in turn two. Then he brings out the next one. This time, blows a tire, hits the wall. His day is pretty much done. Daniel Suarez gets a penalty for equipment interference here. Corey LaJoie gets a penalty for driving through too many pit boxes. Michael McDowell brings out the caution, not even a lap after the restart, gets spun out and hits the wall. And then Ross Chastain takes the stage two victory with Bubba Wallace second, Ryan Blaney third, Eric Jones fourth, Briscoe fifth, Kozlowski sixth, Burton seventh, Sanders Jr. eighth, Gibbs ninth, Elliott 10th. And then nearly a lap after the fucking restart, caution comes out again. Bubba Wallace slides up the racetrack in the middle of three wide for the lead, gets loose, starts to spin, gets touched by Briscoe. Wallace is able to save it and not hit the wall. Briscoe, not so lucky. Nemechek goes up the racetrack and goes into the wall in turn four, but the race stays green almost immediately and then proceeds to damn near get ran over by Kyle Larson. And then caution comes out for Ryan Blaney hitting the wall in turn two, and he gets a penalty for too many men over the wall while under the damaged vehicle policy. Then we get to green flag pit stops a little later on. Truex Jr. would pit a second time during this for a loose wheel again. Caution would come out for John Nemechek, spins out in turn three and backs into the wall. Reddick slides up into the wall off turn two, and the race stays green a little later on. And then late in the race, Stenhouse Jr. brings out the caution, spinning off turn two. And so shenanigans ensue. Caution comes out damn near right after the restart in turns one and two. Larson gets turned by Zane Smith after Zane Smith got contact from Ty Dillon. Larson is able to save it, but being amongst the pack, they had to bring out the caution just in case. Makes sense. So then we get the restart. And coming through turns three and four, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott battling for the lead. coming to the white flag. Hamlin spins out, backs into the wall in turns 3 and 4 before the white flag. Caution comes out. Then on the ensuing restart, caution comes out again. This time for Harrison Burton and Casrolla. And then we get the final restart. Chase Elliott takes the lead, takes the white flag. They come off turn 2, down the backstretch. Byron gets into the back of Chastain, who was running second. Chastain gets turned into the wall. Caution comes out. Race is over. Elliott wins. And like I said, the winless streak is finally snapped. Um, what I want to say is congratulations, obviously, to Elliott, but Byron, what is you doing there, boy? The fuck? And it's funny because, the moment everybody saw him up in like fourth or fifth, everybody's like, oh God, he's going to somehow pull this win out of his ass, isn't he? He didn't, but like, you're on the last lap. The gap is big enough to where I don't think you or Chastain were going to catch Elliott. So what the fuck? It's basically like Byron just drove into the back of him and around he went. Um, but yeah, Chase Elliott finally gets back to victory lane after everything that happened last year. And again, he hadn't won a race since Talladega 2022 in the fall. So he gets a win. He locks himself into the playoffs. Congratulations. Um, yeah. So there's that. Again, let me make sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.